Hey everybody, just wanted to give everyone sort of an update and just kind of get some information out there. So as many of you know, I'm a stand-up comedian. I did a show last night in a small southern town called Spartanburg, South Carolina. Um, as you probably know, South Carolina is one of the reddest states in the United States. And Spartanburg, while it's a pretty cool little town, I'm sure it's typically very conservative leaning. So my girlfriend was able to come up and enjoy the night with me. We had a nice hotel. This morning we got up and we were going to walk and get some brunch. And on our way to get brunch or breakfast, whatever, we stumbled upon a protest. A lot of Latin American people and all kinds of progressive, compassionate, pro-democracy Americans were gathered sort of in this little like center area of downtown, and a pretty good group of people. And so I stopped and listened for a little bit and ended up speaking for a minute, and we got some video of them, and they were just awesome. And I tell you, just like standing there and listening to these young women who were like probably in their early 20s, who were, some of them said when they started to talk, "I'm shy, I don't normally do this kind of stuff." And their voices were shaking and they were starting to cry. And they were talking about how they were the children of immigrants. Some of their family were illegal, some were legal. The implication was that they're going to be separated, and that some of them talked about how when they were a little kid and their parents weren't legal, they knew what it was like to feel afraid all the time and be looking over their shoulder and not knowing if they'd be able to stay or if they get separated. And that even now that their parents are here working legally, they're on work permits or whatever, that doesn't protect you. I mean, we are now seeing documented cases of people who are here legally on work permits getting rounded up. The very first raid of this nonsense detained a guy who's not only a U.S. citizen, he's a U.S. military veteran. And so, all bets are off. The whole rhetoric of this bullshit was saying we're just going after violent criminals. And all of us in the country who aren't idiots, we knew that wasn't true. We already knew that wasn't true before it started. And now they're proving us right that it's not true. They're about half, I don't remember the exact number, but it's right at half of the people so far who have been deported already don't have any criminal record. They're not criminals and they don't have a criminal record. And I'm all for arresting criminals, all kinds of criminals, including the one in the White House. Yeah, if somebody breaks a bunch of laws, fucking put them in jail. It's fine with me. Or if somebody breaks a bunch of laws and they're a violent criminal or drug dealer or whatever, yeah, I'm okay with deporting people who are like truly, really problematic criminals. But none of these people that have been deported have a criminal record, probably with 34 felonies, 91 felony indictments, 31 of which are under the U.S. Espionage Act. I bet you none of them have 31 felony charges under the United States Espionage Act. I bet not one of them has tried to overthrow an election or sent 1,600 people to attack the Capitol. But just hearing these young women and all the people there today get up and be brave and talk even though their voices were shaking. Like, oh man, it about made me tear up. And I just want to encourage white people. Honestly, I want to encourage white people to have a quarter of that bravery. Because the reality is you didn't do shit to get here. I didn't do shit to get here. I was lucky enough to be born in some shitty little southern town in North Carolina. I didn't do anything. I just was born on the right side of the line in the dirt. These people, some of these people, you have to understand, some of these people leave their homes in South or Central America and fucking walk the Pan American Highway through multiple countries. Some of these people have walked here because they felt like they didn't have a choice and anything was better than what they were facing. And a lot of these countries that are destabilized and nightmare scenarios are because we fucking destabilized them. We've destabilized their governments. We've drained their resources. We have exploited and manipulated their people and their natural resources. And we've allowed instability. We've encouraged destabilization. In many cases, I mean, look at Iran-Contra. We funded literal death squads. We allowed illegal guns to flow in. We allowed cocaine to flow out. The U.S. government did that. And so, yeah, these countries are destabilized, and in large part, it's because we destabilized them. And these people are coming here for a better life. There's not a white person watching this video that got to America because you walked through multiple countries. There's not a white person watching this video that got to America because you got on a handmade raft out of Cuba with 10 of your family members and floated across the fucking ocean to try and get to Miami or whatever. That's brave. And I like brave people. You know what I don't like? I don't like fucking cowards. And I can't even tell you how many people that I know personally who are right now being fucking cowards, who don't have shit to say about a literal fascist regime trying to overthrow our democracy. Because that's what happened. That's what's happening. Like, don't pretend it's anything other than that. This is a fascist regime trying to topple American democracy to implement authoritarianism and dictatorship, a far-right hellscape of hypocritical, nonsensical bullshit. A bunch of fucking deviant predator dirtbags trying to push their religion on you that they don't even follow. This is Handmaid's Tale bullshit. And a lot of privileged and white people specifically aren't saying a fucking word about it, and it's making it really hard to still respect you. So speak up, because if everybody in the country that doesn't support this actually starts to speak up and actually starts to show up, it makes a fucking difference. And that's what I said to this crowd today. I said, I know that this is a small southern town, and I'm proud of you for being brave enough to come to the center of your downtown with these signs and your voices and to speak up. And for all you naysayers sitting on the sidelines talking shit while you do nothing, it does matter. It does matter to protest, because it shows other people in your town who are driving by like, holy shit, look at that crowd. That makes me feel hopeful. That makes me feel connected. That makes me feel like there are other people who feel how I feel. It's important, the optics and aesthetic of that, to show people that there are other people out here talking and fighting and yelling and protesting. So saying all that to say this Wednesday, February 5th, there are going to be protests in the state capitals of every state in the United States. 50 states, 50 protests. So make it to your state capital if you can. Rent a van if you can and get 12 people to go with you. Pile in people who, people that have Suburbans and fucking whatever, minivans. Pile in together, make posters. Talk about the 14th Amendment. This guy shouldn't even be in office. Talk about the fact that he's an insurrectionist and he shouldn't be in office in the first place. Talk about that he's a Russian asset. Talk about Project 2025. Talk about the cowardice, the apparent fucking cowardice of our Democratic leaders, big air quotes, because they're not doing shit. They're allowing this to happen, and if they won't stop it, we're going to have to. That's a very real sentence right there. If they won't stop this, the American people are going to have to. And you all need to get mentally prepared and mentally to that place, because that is what's going to have to happen. Project 2025 is a literal blueprint for an authoritarian takeover of democracy. That's what it is. And we're seeing it right now. They are gutting the Department of Justice. They're gutting the FBI. They're putting unqualified and disqualified sycophants at the top of every department. People like Tulsi Gabbard, a known Russian asset. People who are absolute kooks and jokes. Kash Patel, have you ever seen a bigger piece of shit than that guy? A literal QAnon cult member as the head of the FBI. Are you fucking kidding me? I need everybody. This country needs people to show up. February 5th, 12 noon, your state capitol. Go to the Capitol building. You'll see other people. Start to group together. Take megaphones. Take snacks. Dress appropriately to where you are. Make posters and have your talking points. Know what the fuck you're talking about in case people interview you. All right. I'm gonna be chiming in tomorrow with another video, and I'm gonna be chiming in Monday with some action plans. Everyone's asking me what they can do. First of all, I'm not your coach. I'm not your guru. I'm just a person. I'm a comedian. So one thing is you need to figure out what to do. Stop counting on other people to tell you. But I'm going to tell you on Monday, I'm going to give you an action plan and phases and steps that we can start to take now. And these are going to be the easy ones. And if these don't work, the next ones are going to be much harder. So you guys need to realize that. And the right-wing MAGA cult needs to realize that. We're being real fucking nice right now. And the next steps are gonna be less nice. So let's do everything we can to make these work. Protests, labor strikes, boycotting their companies, everything that you can. And I'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot.